Imagine a single mistranslated word destroying years of negotiation. What would you do? Walk away, stay silent, or risk everything to speak? We are not slaves. The words tore through the crystal-lit conference room like a thunderlap. Hiroshi Takemoto's voice, low, commanding, edged with fury, echoed off the glass walls. His hand struck the mahogany table, rattling pens and water glasses. Papers fluttered in the sudden gust of his anger. Then, without waiting for an answer, the Japanese billionaire turned sharply, his tailored suit cutting a dark silhouette against the panoramic skyline of Tokyo. He was leaving. The door loomed ahead of him like the edge of a cliff. One more step in the multi-million-dollar deal between Japan and the visiting American delegation would shatter into silence. And here is where I must ask you, if a single mistranslated word had the power to destroy years of negotiation, what would you do? Walk away, stay silent, or risk everything to speak? Stay with this story because what happens next will change not only this room, but the way we see those who live in the shadows of power. The air in the room was heavy, thick with humiliation. Nobody had expected Tita's outburst. To the Americans, most of whom barely understood Japanese, it sounded like a storm of syllables, foreign, incomprehensible, but undeniably hostile. Faces stiffened, whispers darted like nervous birds across the table. Someone tried a nervous chuckle, quickly silenced by the billionaire's cold glare as he passed. At the far edge of the room, where the junior staff stood half in shadow, a woman shifted uneasily in her chair. Her name was Yumi Nakamura, a retired school teacher turned translator, her quiet demeanor a stark contrast to the storm that had just erupted. Beside her sat a small girl, no taller than the armrest of her chair. Her 9-year-old granddaughter, Sakura. Sakura clutched a worn notebook to her chest, swinging her legs quietly beneath the table. She wasn't supposed to be here. Children had no place in multi-million-dollar negotiations. But Yumi had no choice. She couldn't afford a babysitter in Tokyo, and Sakura had begged to see the skyscrapers her grandmother once told her about. The Americans had frowned at her presence, but assuming Yumi would keep her quiet, they allowed it. To them she was harmless, forgettable. Across the table, the official interpreter paled, glasses slipping down his nose. He had been the one to twist a delicate phrase into something harsher, turning assured partnership into binding servitude, a slip or something more. Nobody cared in that moment. The damage was done. Takemoto's steps grew louder, closer to the door. His assistant scrambled after him, whispering frantically. The Americans' lead negotiator, a sleek man named Richard Cole, raised his voice. Your Excellency, please, there's been a misunderstanding. But his words fell flat. Tita didn't even slow. From the corner, Yumi lowered her eyes. The sight was achingly familiar, power storming out, ordinary people left to sweep the wreckage. She knew this rhythm. She had lived it before, years ago in Okinawa. One misinterpreted order had cost her husband his life, a life erased by a misunderstanding. The memory still pulsed like a scar beneath her calm exterior. She looked down at Sakura, her wide eyes reflecting the chandeliers above. She whispered almost to herself, Grandma, did they really mean slavery? Her voice, so small, carried more weight in Yumi's chest than the billionaire's thunderous shout.